Hello, AP Literature students. My name is Ethan Crane. I graduated in 2015. Most of you probably know who I am. So I'm here to give you guys a few tips on pre-production for the Hamlet film project. I know that it's kind of like a lot to stomach at first, and it looks like there's so many things to do, and none of it is ever going to get done because it's like, how am I ever going to have time to get any of this done, much less a single part of it? But it is very, very doable, especially if you remember a few of these really key things. I would say that doing this whole project on your own, I would say that would not be doable. But doing it with your group members is something that is very doable. And as long as you guys are communicating with each other and have a goal in mind to actually get it done and get it done well, because it is a significant part of your grade and also shows how well you understand the work of literature as a whole, which is something that, in comparison to a lot of the other works you guys will read in AP Lit, is not the most dense or the most difficult to understand. So basically, once you guys are in your groups and have the assignment given to you, meet as a whole as soon as you can and talk it all out. And I mean everything about it. Talk out who wants to do what when it comes to the project, what type of way you want to portray the story of Hamlet, and then start planning it out immediately. Get everything that you know you're going to need to make a movie organized and know what you're going to do to get what. That means knowing who's going to have the camera, who may want to work with editing the film, even though that seems kind of in the distant future at that point in time. And who wants to write, and how you guys want to portray the story, and if you guys want to make any changes, because it is your artistic adaptation of the story, which, while it follows a pretty basic storyline, is up to you to alter in whatever way is possible, as long as basic plot events and similar major themes are still present. And then I would say, once you guys have everything planned out, get to work as quickly as you can. Get people who want to write the script writing, and as soon as you have as much of the script possible done, and once you have it checked off by Raxdale, I forgot about that part, but that comes kind of quickly into it, is make sure everyone is okay with it, have all of your group members proofread it, and then start filming as soon as you get it approved. Because that will be super, super pivotal to be like early in the filming stage of the project and have as much footage as you have, or I guess as much as you can, done as quickly as possible. Because having like a week to edit versus like 3 days to edit is a really, really big and significant and important difference that you will be grateful for. And then constantly throughout the project, and especially during pre-production, make sure that you are communicating with your group members, because that is really what will keep you alive, or what will allow you to crash and burn during this project. If you're not communicating with your group members, you will become bitter, and when you become bitter about things, they get rough. So don't be afraid to talk to them. They are your classmates, and it is a group project, which is really important to remember, because this is probably like the closest thing to like a collegiate group project you will encounter so far in high school, and it really does involve everyone. You can't BS your way through any of this project. So don't be afraid to talk to them, and don't be afraid of the project itself, because it is very manageable if everyone is working together and everyone wants to get it done, which I know you all do. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or contact me in whatever way you find suitable, and I'll try to help as much as I can. I'm sure that you guys will all do great. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Michaela Richards, and I graduated in 2015, and I will be talking through the production process. Production is when you are actually filming the movie, and I'm just going to give you some step-by-step kind of what you need to do to make sure that it's easier when you get into post-production or editing. Number one, shoot every scene more than one time. This gives diversity to the shots that you're going to be able to use when you get to the editing process. Number two, make sure that you check your space for sound quality. What you're going to do is press record on the camera, then get your actors in place, and they're just going to just say random things in their normal tone of voice. Go back, listen to it. This is really good for if you're trying to film outside, because sometimes outside sound quality is terrible. Also, headphones, mics, really good source of sound. Your voice memos on your phone, very good source of sound. Cameras, as in DSLRs, iPads, the actual mic inside of it, really bad sound quality. Terrible. So, number 3, lighting is key. If you can grab lamps and put them around the set that you're going to be in, perfect. The sun is a really good source of lighting, if you can imagine. Number 4, you don't need to shoot in order. Let's say you were actually filming a real movie and you had a set in California and a set in New York. Film are you going to film in California? Film are you going to film in New York? This leads into number 5, which is pay attention to what you're wearing on each shoot. Like if your Crocs turn to Converse in the middle of the shoot, because your Crocs were ugly, you're wearing them. So make sure you're wearing the same exact outfit. Number 6, make sure that your group collectively reviews the film at the end of the day on site. This is so that you can make a checklist for what you did, what you didn't do, what you may need to reshoot, and also checklists really make you feel better about yourself. So always remember that. Number 7 is get plenty of B-roll. This is when the actors aren't talking. These are random clips that will really help you in editing. Shoot the actor in the car driving, shoot the road while they are driving, film a room when they're coming into the room versus when they're coming out of the room. If there's just things in the room that are really good, just pan over them. In every single place you go, get an establishing shot, which means that if it's a house, you shoot the house. If it's a business, you shoot the business. The room, shoot the room. Which is really helpful and helps the story move along so no one's confused about where you are and where you went and how you left it. It's really easy. I promise. Okay. Group leader. You are the director of this movie, which means you need to direct and not be afraid to tell people that they need to be quiet on set, that you need to shoot a scene over because certain things happen with sound, video, and even just their acting. Tell them, I need you to feel this way when you do this scene, and I need you to do this thing when you need to do this scene. Be a director and don't be afraid. If you're not the group leader, you need to be a good disciple and listen to your group leader, because obviously they have leadership capabilities and that's why they're a group leader. So calm down. So, I really hope that this helped you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to text me or email me. My number is 706-340-6116, and my email is michaela.richards@yahoo.com, and I can help you with anything with production or editing or whatever. Bye!
Hi, my name is Brittany Butler, and I graduated in 2015.
And I'm Young Caprias, and I graduated in 2015 as well.
We've been asked to talk you guys through the do's and don'ts of post-production for the Hamlet Project.
That's basically all of your video editing and finalization before the project is finished.
First things first, I wish you all good luck with the project. I was in your place last year, and I know just how stressful this can get. Hopefully these videos that we put together will help save you from a few of the nightmares that we had while getting this project done.
So let's get started. I'm sure Rexel has told you what you should use to edit, but the best thing for you to use is Final Cut Pro. You can get a 30-day free trial, and that should be plenty enough time for you to work out what you need to work out.
Do make sure that you have your work split up evenly. The person who's doing the video editing shouldn't be the person who wrote most of the script or the person who has the most lines to memorize. It's just too much for one person.
Don't be afraid to ask help from group members if you're editing the video, but it really isn't necessary to have more than 1 or 2 people editing at one time. Try to have one main person to edit and then others to help along the way. Too many people with different opinions in one room can get messy.
Do make sure you have way more footage than you think you'll need. I know my group's film wasn't as long as we expected it to be, so we had to rely on bloopers to fill time, which is extremely frowned upon, so I don't recommend that.
Don't freak out if a scene didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. We were able to piece together pretty good scenes from the ones we did of shorter scenes, and it looked like one shot. Don't be afraid to reshoot.
Do make sure your audio is clear and do voiceovers if necessary, and that's really easy to do on your phone. If you have an iPhone, you can use like voice memos, or if you have like any other phone, I'm sure you can use any app that you can get in the App Store. And once you have that, you can download it onto your computer and just overlay that on top of the video you already have.
Don't let background noise ruin your shot. We filmed in the Athens Clarke County Library, and there were a lot of times where you could hear people talking outside. So, if you're in a public space, be wary of that. Also, if a lot of people are going to be around, even if they're not in the shot while you're shooting, make sure they know to be quiet. If background noise does happen, then in Final Cut Pro, there's a setting that will reduce your background noise. All you have to do is click.
Do make sure your transitions are clean. You want these to be smooth so your film makes sense to everyone else who's watching it.
Don't add unnecessary or cheesy music because it can take away from what you're trying to say or what you're doing in a shot.
Do make sure you save your video in a way that you know you're going to be able to access it on the day you need to turn it in. Have backup plans just in case and run through everything you can.
Don't wait until last minute to make sure everything is finalized. If you have it on a DVD, check it. If you have it on a flash drive, check that. If you have it uploaded on a website like YouTube, make sure it's available for others to watch. In other words, check it.
Check it, click it, check it.
Click it.
Check it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And finally, do set realistic goals and have fun.
Don't wait for the last minute or stress out too much.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Have fun.